Hello and welcome to the latest in our video series, which sees me, creative head editor Amanda Nottage, chatting to leading Wella creatives from across the industry. We're going to be talking about inspirations, career paths, workspaces and anything else that might pop up along the way. Now, joining me today is founder of Joanne O'Neill Hairdressing. She's a Wella guest artist and a Wella Passionista. It's Joanne O'Neill herself. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining me in these lovely armchairs.
Oh, it's such a beautiful...
Isn't it wonderful
It's
here?
wonderful, yes.
I am going to ask you, Joanne O'Neill, multi-award winning Joanne O'Neill, how did life start for you in hairdressing? What was it about hair that grabbed you?
From the very beginning, hair. I suppose I'm one of the 80s, growing up in the 80s and 90s, and I absolutely loved art.
Right.
I loved music. Probably not very experimental myself,
Okay.
but I really loved to watch other people and to watch, I suppose, the television at the time. Mum and Dad would have been quite strict, you know, you wouldn't have been allowed to walk around with your hair different colours, but I really was intrigued by probably Boy George and
Right.
David Bowie,
Yep.
and Madonna, of course, you know. So
It was a great time
it was
for
a great
hair.
time to grow up, and very experimental. So my dad had a paint and wallpaper shop in the
Okay.
local town, and straight across the road there was a beautiful hair salon, and in that salon there were lovely girls who changed their hair on a very regular basis. So I found myself following them about the town, maybe at lunchtime, and then maybe going and having my hair cut in that salon. And that's probably where my intrigue into hairdressing really began. That's true.
Brilliant. Now, you talked there about Boy George, David Bowie, Madonna. We think of them, and I think colour,
Yes.
because I know that you love a bit of colour. What is it about colour in 2019 that is exciting you?
Do you know, it's the product technology
Right.
that gives me the power to change people's hair, lifting your bleach again, you know, so
Yep.
it's nice that young people are wanting to change. And change comes from having the knowledge that you can take somebody's hair from a bleach up, knowing to keep the condition of the hair,
Yep.
and having the products that you can change that'll fade away nice and naturally, and then you can reapply them, a bit like clients go and have their nails done.
Yes.
You can then do colour in that way. So maybe every few weeks that you can change from a pink, a soft pink, and go to maybe something a wee bit more vibrant.
When you have got a project or something that you need space for you to work on, where do you go? What's that space looking like? Do you have your own little studio or room at home? What's Joanne O'Neill's workspace?
Well, my workspace is probably a mixture of both. In the salon, because I work Tuesday to Saturday, it is really full on busy.
Yep.
And I do have a lot of young hairdressers would say, oh, I'd love to do what you do, but I don't have the time.
Right.
Well, the thing is, you have to make time. There's no such thing as having time, because what I do is I have, you know, a great big area in the salon now. We move the chairs around a bit, and I bring out pasting tables, if anybody knows what they are.
Yep.
My dad's a painter, so I've got all these pasting tables.
Literally like those big old wallpaper,
you know,
tape.
$16.99,
Yep.
B&Q, whatever. And
Good ad, thank you.
And I put them out along the salon, so they're not permanent, they're very quickly dismantled. So I do that, maybe put a piece of plastic on top.
Okay.
And I do that when the clients leave the salon. And you know, honestly, sometimes I leave them sitting up. My clients love to see what's going on, what are you creating, and most of my work is done with just my products.
Yep.
You know, I don't use anything DIY, it's all hairdressing products that I use. So my sprays are put to the test, my mousses are put to the test, and all the colour as well. So I'm just working away at colour, and then clients will come in and say, oh, I'd quite like that colour in my hair today. So it's a real wee advertising campaign for the salon as well. So then at home, I go home, and once the kids go to bed, the kitchen is used then for some of the work. And again, it's just hair products, so it's easily cleaned. So my space is really just, it's like lifting your knitting for me, doing the hair. So I just put it out, work away, and that way you're not under any pressure. You know, it's always fun for me. Yeah.
Brilliant. Now, some of that work that you're creating, it's Avantgarde. You've built up an incredible reputation for Avantgarde hair. What is it about that realm of hairdressing, that almost fantasy at times hairdressing, that really spoke to you? What did you get from it?
I think it was my interest in art as a young person, and I suppose I didn't really get any help with that when I was 16. I really wanted to go to art college. That's what I wanted to do. My teacher at school would have said that my artwork was not the right critique to be there, and I wasn't in a very academic school, so you know, I just didn't find the right teacher. That was my problem. I know that now at my age. And the very first competition form that came into the salon, there was this avant-garde section, and I said to the boss, "What does avant-garde mean?" And he said, "Oh, that's for like crazy, you know, mad hair, whatever you want to do." And that really appealed to me, and he really got me. He wanted me to go forward and enjoy hairdressing. So he showed me how to do this avant-garde hairstyle. And really from that I was just hooked on it. But it was my way of creating art on hair. And at the start I don't really do avant-garde to please other people. And honestly it takes a lot for me to show it, to actually take a photograph of it and show it. It's something that I feel worried about. You know, I really stress about it. And then I see it and then waiting on, oh God, what's everybody going to think about that? And then, but if you do it for yourself and you really love it, as you get older, you kind of think, I don't care what anybody thinks, I love it. And then putting it out there for people to see. I think if you enjoy it yourself, that's what I get out of avant-garde. I suppose there's people that I look to for avant-garde, that I see doing avant-garde, and I think they are amazing at avant-garde. And I don't know that I'm at their level. Do you know what I mean? I look at Eugene, I look at Guido, I look at Sam McKnight. I've been to Sam McKnight's exhibition in London, and you know, you see what they do and you think, God, will I ever get to be that creative? So they're people that I grew up watching, and Trevor Sorby, you know, watching them do stuff and thinking, I never copy. I look at what they do, I don't want to copy what they do. I'd like to have my own flair and my own skill, and I'm still thinking I'm trying to get there.
And in terms of looking for creative inspiration, a great roll call of hairdressers you've just named there, but what about outside of hair, perhaps photographers, for example?
Well, photographers that I love to follow and maybe archive going through their looks from many years ago would be Paolo Roversi, would be my absolute go-to. I just love the way that he, the feeling that he gets in his photographs. So I love Tim Walker. I love his creations. You know, it's like taking you to another universe.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
It really is. And stylists like Katie England, I love her work as well. So it's following those people and then following things that they like as well. So I love that. I do a lot of Instagram now. I find it really inspirational, but I don't look at it for other people's work. I look to see what interests them. Because I'm a real people person. I love to know what's going on in their mind, you know. So it's not that you want to copy anything that somebody does, but maybe find out where they find their inspiration or their looks and then kind of make your own.
Brilliant. I was going to ask you, who would you have on your dream team? But I feel like you've already assembled your Avengers right there.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to ask, who has had the greatest impact on your career, a mentor, if you will?
I honestly have had so many mentors, which is fantastic. A lot of them I've had to go and find. It's been a journey. The first one being my boss back when I was 16, and with that doing avant-garde and things, he was so encouraging. And his name was Sticky Torns. What
a great name.
I've only ever known him by his nickname, but that's what everybody knows him as, Sticky Torns. And that was, the salon was called Sticky's.
Brilliant.
A brilliant place. But I've also had like Atkin Kanisi. I got to meet Atkin years and years ago through different teams that I've been on. And Atkin has always been somebody that you could just speak to. He always seems to recognise you, even though I'm sure he doesn't, but he would always say, oh, hello. And he's always been a great mentor, a great philosopher in hair and even your mindset. You know, I'm a big believer in reading books and things and getting your mind in the right place, because if you feel mentally strong, I think you can cope with things better. But I've had to really go and look. I live in a very small village, nowhere near Belfast. I have to travel a good hour or more to get to Belfast.
Okay.
And in Northern Ireland, really, at the time when I was growing up, we wouldn't have had many opportunities. You'd had to go looking for them. So I've had to really go and fight and look and see. And sure, now it's easy. Instagram. Do you mean, Wella have their online education. You've got like the stars in the palm of your hand, you know, so you get to see everything. So nowadays it's really, really easy to see people, and even to ask your hero a question, you can just send them a message. So it's just fantastic at the minute. So yeah, mentors, I've had a lot.
Spoiled for choice there. Now, speaking of social media and opportunities, you are a Wella Passionista.
Yes.
Talk to me about what that actually means. What kind of things do you get up to and what do you enjoy about it?
Well, firstly, being a Passionista, I couldn't believe when I got the message to say, would you like to be a Wella Passionista? Absolutely delighted to be thought of in that way. And being part of the Wella Passionista is like being part of a family. So you've got all these people sharing their ideas, sharing their formulas, which would never have happened.
Fabulous.
So you've got all the secrets of their formulas. If you have a problem that you don't know how to work something, or you want to achieve a look, you share your picture online, and you've got all these people from around the world wanting to share ideas and formulas with you, which is great. You get to come to London and be part of, put into teams, get working days, creative days, and just being around, you know, like-minded, creative individuals. So it's really, I don't know, inspirational and so much fun to be part of.
Fantastic. That was a great answer. I would like to dig down a little deeper into your love of colour, because I know that has had quite the impact on you and your business in recent years. Can you talk to me a little bit about how Joanne O'Neill Hairdressing has transformed in recent years?
Yes, well, I've been probably well known for upstyling and avant-garde work, and I did do a lot of weddings and blow dries in the salon. And it was impacting on my life, really. I was suffering from repetitive strain. So there was nights I really can't sleep with the pain in my neck and shoulders. And 2 years ago, I thought, you know, I'm going to have to do something to change how I'm working. And I really have a love of colour. Right. And I decided that I would change my salon to solely colour and cutting.
Wow.
Now, it was a major decision.
That's a brave decision.
I have to say, I didn't really have much backing at home,
right?
Because I suppose my family are very into, you know, your bread and butter clients. You don't want to upset people. You'll lose business by doing away with your blow dries on a regular basis. But I kind of felt that it's something I had to do for my life, to change my life. So I did it. I did it 2 years ago, and I just decided that's it. We're doing cuts and colours. And you know what? It's really transformed not only my physical health, my mental health, because everything now coming into the salon is change, and I love it.
Wonderful.
You know, you're getting colour clients that want to change their colour and getting to use the latest technology on them. I'm going seeking the education. You know, Wella are going to be tortured with me, coming like banging on the door, what's new. So yeah, it's been a really great change, mentally, physically, everything. It's been great.
So a fantastic career, but along that road, there must have been the occasional error, little mistake that one makes. Can you think of one that you've made but that you've learnt from and perhaps be a great lesson for anybody watching today?
Oh, I think my biggest mistake is probably lack of confidence,
Right.
lack of self-belief. It took me a long time. I still struggle, I have to say, with self-belief, but that is something that I think I really had for a long time. Is I had no confidence. I'm not very good at coming forward. It takes a lot for me to push myself.
Right.
I really have to mentally work on that confidence every day, and I struggle with it, and I am afraid of, you know, putting myself out there, but I don't know what it is that drives me, because I just want to go forward and do it anyway, whether it's right or wrong. So I suppose putting yourself in line with the right people is the right way forward. You know, and I've been working with Wella now for 6 years, as in guest artist, and you know, Sinead O'Sullivan and Cleo McCormick, the team at the Wella in Dublin, have been great for me, and they really push you forward. And oh no, we want to bring you in and get you to do this. So, you know, getting your self-belief, finding people that really believe in you is so important.
I think that's a key lesson.
It's key,
Thank you so much for that. Now, you talked there about driving forward, looking forward. What is still on your hit list, your list of ambitions to get done, to tick off that you haven't done yet?
Do you know, there's so many. There is so much, and that's the truth. But the thing is, I think for me, having probably 30 years in hairdressing, and I am still here, I am still learning something new every day. I still want to learn something new.
You've still got the passion?
Yeah, I think that in itself is, well, for me is a great achievement. And I think if I feel that I have learned everything would be a bad thing, I think I would want to give up then. So no, I still have loads of stuff on my bucket list. I have loads of things that I want to do, things that I want to learn, things that I want to improve. So I just have that many things that I want to do, and I nearly don't want to name any names because they'll be avoiding me like the plague. But yeah, I have people on my hit list that I'm going to come after, and I want to kind of keep moving forward and get to do maybe more magazine work, a bit more fashion work. You know, there's lots of things that I want to learn still and improve.
You have been warned. Look over your shoulder. Joanne O'Neill may be there.
To get you.
Joanne, thank you so much for sharing time with us today. It's been a pleasure.
And a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.